in the 2016 Super 8s. In particular, he scored a match-winning try away at Hull FC, where you saw the towel tie that Wakefield got the benefit of before it felt like he was shackled by having to defend at Wigan, which he maybe didn't anticipate having to do. But yeah, saying he certainly wasn't instrumental in those wins, but he does deserve recognition for being a regular appearer in those sides and having some strong performances along the way. I'll give him credit for that, and it is a shame that it's ended like this, because Taulima Tautai, for all that Wigan fans have seen of him for most of his time at the club, has come off as a genuinely top guy who has raised money for charity within the community and beyond the local community as well. And he was very involved in raising awareness around domestic violence charities within the Wigan area and that sort of stuff. So there's lots of things you can commend him for. Drink driving, though, is not great. Let's not cover that up in any way. And this wasn't his first offence. He had a drink driving offence a decade ago in Australia when he was a youngster. And now that he's a senior player, you would have thought he would have made wiser decisions than the way this all came about. And I just think, yeah. And his last game for Wigan was away at Hull KR, and he was so crap in that game that the Wigan fans cheered when his name was announced at being taken off the pitch. Not because, it wasn't like applause for a job well done. It was a cheer for thank God
that's over.
Yeah. We might get away with not conceding any penalties now for the rest of the game. Yeah. Did we read out Joshua's granddad?
Yeah. Given the Pies record at supporting druggies and pissheads, looks like the penalty machine has been stitched and given the bums rush.
You can certainly look at that way. He's been arguably treated inconsistently. I think, like I say, some of those other factors that might go into an investigation, and also the fact that he clearly had lost his kind of mojo with the club to an extent of, he got given a squad number outside the 17 when he probably was expected to be recognised more than that. He wasn't top choice at all under Adrian Lamb. So I think these were all factors as well that have played into him being quite happy to leave, as well as the club being comfortable with allowing him to.
Yeah, but news we alluded to earlier, we've got some news coming out of Hull FC.
Yes, this one's a very popular news story for comments, actually. Winger Mahe Fanua is to return to Hull FC on a 3-year contract from 2020, just 2 years after leaving the Super League club. The 26-year-old left for Australia in 2017 and has spent the past 2 seasons with NRL side West Tigers. Hull will bring the 2-time Challenge Cup winner back, having fought off interest from a number of rival clubs on both sides of the world, in quotation marks. So Josh said, so finally Elston's dream can become a reality. The New Beginnings promo video of Super League, one and only Van Halen cover band featuring Fanua, Fafita and Hastings as Fanua joins the shit mullet brigade. Yes, his hair has just got shitter since. So yeah.
I don't feel qualified to comment on hair, really, as I've got so little of it left.
Well, you can still spade a spade in this situation.
Yeah. Tom Andrews says NRL flop resigns inflated contract in a team with more wings than the entire Ryanair fleet.
Do you know what? On the hair thing, does it not actually insult you when someone who can grow hair does it so badly when we're losing?
This is also true. Yeah.
Joshua's granddad said, fans' favourite coming home, a truly monstrous three-quarter line, will be bigger than some packs. Double Wembley winner needs that ring next.
Enough about his ring piece. Rich Langley said, Hull's bid for the biggest backline in Super League continues. Quality signing and certified box office. The little doubt in my head would be, could this cash have been better spent somewhere else? But with our strength across the park, maybe we deserve some luxuries. Well, don't forget you have still got Matty Dawson-Jones.
There's a luxury in any squad. Andrew Timms, which I think is a Rich Langley parody in action here. Rovers should have been in for Mahe, just the kind of marquee signing we need to demonstrate our intent to get among the big teams. Hull are showing the way with their plans, and we should be taking note. As they are the big club in Hull, we should be poaching some of the squad players they have to build ours up. Look, Hull have got I don't think Mark Hayfanu has been signed as a winger. I think he might have to play in the centres. But then what happens to the centres they've already got? Now Griffin maybe is looking at becoming a second rower after his sterling performance against Catalans. They've got a lot of cover in those positions. More cover than just, well, you're going to get injuries at some point, because they've got 5 wingers now signed up for next year. Well, Wigan have only got 4. Speaking of wingers...
Yep, Scotland international Lewis Tierney has signed a new 2-year contract with Catalan Dragons. The 24? Really? He sounds like he's been around forever. 24-year-old.
That's because like you always heard about him coming up in every game he played when he was a kid. It was like, oh, Jason Robinson's son's played.
Yeah, who joined the Dragons on loan from Wigan in July 2017, won the 2018 Challenge Cup and scored in the final success against Warrington at Wembley.
Okay, some more bits of business in terms of re-signings. Wakefield centres Bill Tupu and Reece Lynn have extended their contracts at the Super League club. Tupu, 28, will remain at the club until the end of 2022. That's good business. While Lynn has signed until the end of 2024. I think very good business there from Wakefield. They've also done some other business today, Tim. Back rowers / middles Jordan Crowther and Tinarau Arona have signed.
Bright eyes.
Tinarau. While prop Craig Hubie has left by mutual consent. Obviously, Hubie's been quite injury prone of late, and maybe obviously I think he was looking to retire potentially at the end of the year or step down in intensity. I'm not sure, but he leaves the club with very positive comments.
Wouldn't be surprised to see him prop up somewhere like Hunslet next season.
Well, or even in the Championship, but I think he needs, lower intensity games for sure is how I would look at what Hubie needs at this stage, because he's been injured for a year, it feels, doesn't it?
Yeah.
But he's been a good player in Super League for his career so far. Crowther, 22, has signed a 2-year deal. Arona, 30, has signed a 3-year deal. So kind of re-signing some of the key integral pieces. I think those 2 centres, that's a big deal. Because they're arguably as good a centre combination as there is in the league outside of St Helens. I'm
trying to think now. Yeah, I'm trying to think of a better consistent quality between the 2.
I wouldn't have both of them over Oliver Gildart, but I would have both of them over our other centre options. Okay. What about who've London been re-signing?
Yeah, assistant coach and the owner of the best guns in the entire sport, Jamie Langley, has signed a new 2-year deal with the London Broncos. The 35-year-old, who was promoted to assist Danny Ward when he replaced Andrew Henderson as head coach, is contracted to the Broncos until the end of the 2021 season.
Whenever I see Jamie Langley's name, I always remember that Bradford used to play a little song after every player's name when they were announcing the team sheet. And for Jamie Langley, they used to do that song, "Oh, Your Hair Is Beautiful," would be the line that would be played.
Oh, your hair is beautiful. The bit from Blondie or Elastica, depending. Yeah.
So they play that, and now he very much hasn't got that hair.
No, because he's been spending all the time in the gym working on those guns.
So he's sweated it out. Is that what we're saying?
I think it could be. I mean, have you seen his arms? They're just ridiculous.
Right, last bit of proper Super League news is a signing for next year. Salford Red Devils forward George Griffin will join Castleford Tigers at the start of the 2020 season. The 27-year-old has agreed a 2-year deal with Castleford. I think this is just a case of the cat getting out of the bag, as it were, for a deal that everyone's kind of understood was on the agenda for the last month or so. So
very Cass sort of signing, taking someone that's done well at Super League level and just improving them a bit.
Well, do you know, I was going through some old stuff when I've been packing up, and there was a Salford Matchday magazine, which the Willows Road account off Twitter, which used to get in touch quite a bit, and actually one of the Salford fans who also doesn't get in touch enough anymore. But anyway, did a piece in the Matchday magazine every week that had he spoke to a fan of the rival team, and I was in when Wigan played. And one of the questions they asked was, who's impressed you most in the Salford squad this year? And actually, George Griffin was the player I picked out, and that must have been 2016 season, possibly. But yeah, decent player.
There we go. So moving down the league structure, Hull KR have allowed USA International Centre Junior Vaivai to join Championship side Toulouse Olympique on a permanent basis. The 29-year-old has been on loan to York City Knights and joins the French side, having scored 14 tries in 35 games for Rovers.
So Tom Andrews said, first few games I honestly thought he could have gone on to be one of the best centres in the comp. Signed his new deal and totally switched off. Complete shame, as he's one of the nicest players I've spoken to, and he had time for everyone. I hope he kills it in France. And Rich Langley
said, yeah, bang goes Kale. Oh.
Are we doing it all together?
In sequence, yeah.
You go.
Bang goes KL's chance to get Dwayne Johnson as a fan. Mid-season squad overhauls always work out, don't they? Well, kept us in the league last year, so you never know.
You never know, indeed. Any comments on this?
Yeah. Well, perspective? His first 10 games, he looked like a really good player and he looked brilliant. But then, as he's come in more, his defence has been found out, I think, and certainly this season when he played, he couldn't defend to a level that would keep him in the side, and I don't think he was offering enough that you could justify including him for the one moment of magic he'd produce.
Yeah, nice guy, grossly inconsistent. But at the Championship, he'll be a threat.
Oh, yeah. And I think he'll suit the way Toulouse play as well, which is that take it to the sword. As long as we score more, we don't have to worry too much about defending.
Yeah, and, play what you see, and even if you don't see it, give it a go. Definitely. Good luck to him over there. Logan Radford, son of Hull FC coach Lee, is one of 25 youngsters signed up by the club for the return of their academy in 2020. With the City of Hull Academy disbanding at the season's end, both the Early Birds and Hull KR will start again with their own academies. So have KR been signing kids up as well?
Yeah, we announced a bunch of kids, I think last week, that were going to be coming forward as well as there's been job ads out for the under-16s head coach and a few other coaching positions. So
makes sense that with reserves coming back that you're going to need to use some academy players in reserve games, and what you want to be doing in reserve games, giving some academy players the chance to play alongside first teamers against first teamers. So yeah, getting their own academies back. We've talked about that before. Good stuff.
Bradford forward Evan Hodgson has joined Doncaster on a month's loan. The 20-year-old has made 2 first-team appearances for the Bulls in 2019.
Swinton winger Harry Aronson will remain on loan at Oldham for the rest of the season. The 21-year-old initially joined the Ruffians on a 1-month loan deal, but he will now stay at the Vestacre Stadium until the end of the campaign.
In another shock development, Toronto Wolfpack halfback Ryan Brearley will remain on loan at the Championship rivals Lee until the end of the season.
Sheffield have signed forward James Thornton with immediate effect on a deal until the end of the season.
Featherstone have signed halfback Dane Chisholm up to a long-term 3-year deal.
Just in time to use his signing bonus to help out all his friends. Which apparently was not at Bradford and was not at Sheffield. So the mind boggles, because apparently it was quite obvious which club he meant.
Yeah, who knows? But when you're getting in an argument with another commentator on a rival station, I'm never gonna give it that much credibility as to what's going on. But there we go.
It's very hard to understand where the truth lies in that one.
Yeah,
Dane Chisholm is a hero to some and a villain to others, and probably didn't actually do as much as what he's made out. I don't know. It just feels like an unnecessary situation. Anyway, Featherstone Rovers have signed Hull KR utility back Will Dagger on an initial 1-month loan deal.
Yes, that is right. Featherstone have signed somebody not from Leeds.
And Will Dagger, he did all right the last few weeks. He scored tries against Wakefield and Wigan.